Elizabeth Bacon sat down and wrote her sister-in-law a letter to calm her nerves. She wrote about her husband. The country does so really love him that they would not leave him alone anywhere. There was not anybody against him but the governor and a few of his great men. Surely if your brother's crime had been so great, all the country would not have been for him. Elizabeth Bacon, letter dated 1676. What was Nathaniel Bacon's crime? Why was the governor against him? And why did all the country love him? Nathaniel Bacon had stood up to the governor of Virginia, William Berkeley. Bacon was a talented leader who wanted to be allowed to organize attacks against the Susquehannock and other Indians on the Virginia frontier. He was not happy with the way Governor Berkeley handled Indian attacks on settlers who lived far from Jamestown. Bacon was not satisfied with the government of Virginia. William Berkeley, the king's chosen governor, kept a firm grip on the government of Virginia. He handpicked his advisors or the members of his council. He personally chose people to run the courts, lead the militia, build forts, and trade with the Indians. The governor also had the power to call meetings of the House of Burgesses. Berkeley did not like the idea of common people having a voice in the government, so he did not call a new election of the House from 1660 until 1676. For 16 years, the people in Virginia did not have a chance to vote for new members. For a long time, Berkeley was able to get the House to do as he liked. He raised taxes. The small planters hated the taxes. They felt that the government took their money but did not give them protection in return. Berkeley even talked the House into changing the voting laws so that men without land could not vote. Remember that before 1670, all the free men in the colony could vote for the House of Burgesses. Berkeley did not trust poor people who did not own land. He thought they might stand up to him and cause trouble. So the House took their vote away. Men needed land in order to vote. However, large landholders already owned most of the good land near the rivers. Any remaining land was very expensive or hard to get. So ordinary settlers found it harder and harder to become landowners. Even indentured servants who finished their terms of work were forced deep into the frontier to claim their 100 acres of land. These parcels of land were far from water and thick with forest. Algonquin Indians still lived in these areas too. By 1675, land-hungry settlers outnumbered the Indians. Many thought that destroying the Indians would solve their land problems. In the summer of 1675, frontier settlers slaughtered several Doeg Indians. The Doeg fought back by killing several settlers. A group of planters and soldiers attacked the Doeg again. Each attack led to another attack by the other side. Tempers were hot. The settlers asked Governor Berkeley to make the Indians leave the frontier. Instead, the governor ordered a string of forts built to separate the two groups. The settlers were not happy with the governor's idea. They knew that the governor and plantation owners in eastern Virginia did not have to fear the Indians. Almost all the tribes now lived on the frontier. Frontier settlers accused the governor of building the forts so he could give jobs to his friends. Worse yet, they thought that he secretly wanted to protect the Indians. For years, people whispered that Berkeley was growing even richer as he traded for beaver skins with the Algonquin tribes. The Indian attacks continued. That's when Nathaniel Bacon took charge of the fight. Nathaniel Bacon was not a poor man. As a matter of fact, he owned a big plantation and he sat on the governor's council. However, as a new settler to the colony, Bacon had new ideas. The settlers wanted Bacon to lead them against the Indians, even though they did not have the governor's orders to march. After attacking several Indian villages, Bacon and his followers returned to Jamestown. There, Governor Berkeley declared him a rebel, one who uses violence to fight the government. Berkeley cried, "Now I behold the greatest rebel that ever was in Virginia." Bacon and Berkeley never really could come to an understanding. Bacon wanted more power to protect frontier settlements. Berkeley continued to hold back. At one point, Bacon and 500 men stormed into a council meeting in Jamestown. Berkeley boldly faced Bacon, tore open his own coat, and cried out, "Here, shoot me, before God, fair mark." Bacon refused to kill him, saying, "Sir, I come not, nor intend to hurt a hair of your honor's head. I come for a commission, order, against the heathen who daily inhumanely murder us and spill our brethren's blood." At one point in their terrible fight, Bacon and his men burned Jamestown to the ground. They did not want the governor to control it. The flames danced in the sky and lit the river waters. King Charles I then sent troops to control Bacon. By the time they arrived, though, Bacon had died of swamp fever. His men had gone back to their plantations. Bacon's rebellion showed that common men would not stand by and let the government control them. The rebellion also showed that frontier settlers could be cruel to native people. Life in Virginia slowly settled down. More women came to the colony. The number of families grew. The colonists wanted to stay and find success in Virginia.